and welcome again to Sam's 10-Minute Tuesdays with Mickey Straub and Joe Templin. Joe, great to see you again today. How are you doing today?
I'm doing awesome, my friend. How are you doing?
Doing great. You know, I've heard a lot of great things. People are starting to listen to our podcasts and probably more on YouTube, surprisingly, than on Spotify. So they like the video exchange.
It's this, movie star good looks right here, buddy.
I get it. Yeah, me too. But even one guy, I might even know his name, named Tony Maffio. I just talked to him. I think he's up from your way, Connecticut. And he said he really enjoys it. Shout out to Tony. I appreciate your support. And on the words of Bartle and James, we appreciate your support. But it's really cool. But he really appreciated the fact that it's only 10 minutes. And so that's because everything bite-sized pieces.
Exactly.
So today we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, that I know one of your favorite subjects. I'm waiting to hear some of the things that you've been doing on this topic, and that's really the power of habits, the rituals, routines. They just how habits really shape your life. We always say that the systems build habits and habits build careers, but clearly, it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter where you are in your career. Good habits really pay dividends, don't they?
Absolutely. As Jocko Willink says, discipline equals freedom. Okay? And I've had a couple of days in the past couple of weeks where I really did not want to do it. I mean, I'm just mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted. I did not want to do it. But you know what? I got up, I went downstairs and lifted and did my taekwondo like I do every day. I do at least 100 punches every single day to help maintain my speed now that I'm reaching middle age. Came on up, had my coffee, read my daily Stoic, and wrote. And the writing did not come. It did not want to come. I'm looking at a blank page, so I wrote one word. And I wrote another word, and then an entire sentence. And then it just started coming because of that habit and doing what I had to do every single day, whether I felt like it or not, and ended up becoming a blog post for the intro machine. Even if you don't want to do it, habits will be your master in the bad times and force you to have at least a minimum threshold of activity and success. So if you don't want to do it, you hate it, you know what? You still pick up the phone and you get at least that one appointment. You might not want to do it, but you follow your agendas, you ask the questions, and you get at least that one introduction per meeting. It's a habit that carries you forward. So look, even on my bad day, in my SAM book, okay, this person told me no. First person I dialed told me no. Somebody actually told me no on the phone. And so I got, a little kick in the butt and a little energy, and I got 3 more yeses because that was my habit. I did not want to pick up that phone that day. I really did not. In fact, I don't want to pick up the phone every day, but I do it every single day because it is that one thing, to quote Curly from City Slickers, that one thing that I need to do for that component of my business. So doing my punches, reading my daily Stoic, picking up the phone, getting that one introduction. Those are the things that drive my business. And I know even if I'm having a horrible, crappy, very good, not wonderful day, if I do that, down the road, things are going to be better.
I love the reference to Curly. Is Jack Palance,
Yep.
Billy Crystal in the
Jack
movie
Palance.
Flickers. I don't think I've ever met anybody that has not seen that movie. And they can relate to it. What's that one thing? What's that one thing? And he kind of, I like the way he, looking back, he tried to tease him a little bit and say, "What's that one thing? What's that one thing?" And Billy Crystal kept on wanting to ask him, "What's that one thing? What's that one thing?" And remember when Jack or Curly turned to him and said, "One thing, but you got to figure it out."
Exactly, because everybody's business is different. Where I was as a brand new financial rep, my one thing that I needed every day at that point was to get 3 new appointments on the phone to fill my book. Now, as a 25 plus year veteran, my one thing's very different. And I guarantee you, 10 years from now, my one thing's going to be very different again, because your business evolves, the rules and regulations evolve, the world evolves, things change. And so you need to be ready to adapt, but understanding your business, your activity, and boiling it down to that one thing that you need to do. So I know a lot of new reps who know that the one thing they need to do for the week is write one new client.
Yep.
And they know from their activity management, I need to do 4 fact finders per week to get that one new client per week on average.
That's right.
And if they didn't have the understanding of the numbers from their sales activity management book or using the online app, they wouldn't have that understanding and being able to boil it down to focus on the single most important thing within their business.
You're right, and it's so valuable to have those numbers in front of you. It's okay. I think the less numbers you track, you may not have to document it, but you're still better off. I know my wife has been using we designed something called the Mile Book 10 years ago. This is before the Fitbit and all the apps came out there. And it's a little booklet about this size that the journal how many miles you run, bike, or walk. Well, guess what? And she says if it wasn't for that journal, it wasn't that commitment of doing 8 miles a week, I think it is. There's no way, and if she wasn't writing it down, she'd never do it. And that's one thing. One of the products I think we'll have to feature one time, because I actually went back to it just a couple weeks ago because I've been sloppy and lazy. So I operate better if I have a goal every month or every week and every day of what my activity is, whether it be in sales activity or physical activity.
If you're going to run the year, so 2,021 miles for this year comes down to, I think it's 6.13 miles per day. So 10 kilometers a day at the end of the year gets you there. If I get one introduction per day and one appointment on the phone, it gets me to my business goal. It is the same thing. It's that habit to, I don't feel like it today, but I'm going to do it because this is what I do. Writers write every single day. Baseball players show up and play baseball every single day. Financial advisors show up and try and help clients every single day. It is the habit of excellence that compounded over weeks and months and years carries forward and has great impact in society and personally in your career.
Yeah, and just yesterday, one of our icons in the industry, Joe Jordan, I got one of his emails yesterday, and he has a cool word to it called commitment. He has what's called the daily contact commitment, and he spotlighted when an agent actually with Knights of Columbus Insurance what difference it made to have a daily contact commitment. Every day you want to make X number of contacts, and it goes back to that habit, that routine, that one thing.
And it comes down to habits and routines are what make or break an individual. You can have good habits of working out and picking up the phone and asking for introductions and seeing clients. You can have bad habits of eating, Doritos and cheeseburgers every single day and watching 4 hours of television. Both of those are choices that you have to reinforce over time. And it takes some discipline to get the good habits because you don't get the immediate, endorphin rush and the feel good from it. But the feel good that you get long range from doing it, and even if it's something that you really don't enjoy doing, when you're finished doing it for the day, you're like, all right, I feel good. I did it. Didn't feel like doing it, but I did it. Whether that is asking for the introductions, whether that is reaching out to 10 people, no matter what that daily habit is, when you get to that point that you have achieved that one thing, you're in the bonus round and you feel better no matter how poorly you started the day.
Yes, you do. I want to finish today's session to remind everybody about the most famous speech in the industry, the most quoted speech in the industry, the Common Denominator of Success. This book has changed lives, changed careers. It was a speech in 1940 at the predecessor of NAFA called NALU, and the speech is still the most quoted one. What is the common denominator of success? It's that successful people form the habit of doing things that failures don't like to do. That's the benefit of habits. It helps you. That successful people, as he put it, and the most successful people he knew it all, they actually formed the habit of doing things that others don't like to do. And that's so important. But in this book, there were so many other great nuggets in this book that we decided to come out with our own version where it highlights in every page certain quotes. And in this case, the one I always up to in the middle is, I love this one. The strength which holds you to your purpose is not your own strength, but the strength of the purpose itself. That's a great line. A lot of nuggets in this book. If anybody wants them, it's on our website. cmusa.com is the shortest one. But appreciate y'all being here. Joe, you're wonderful. Thanks.
Thank you. And remember, sales is an activity game. And introductions help you win the game every single day.
You got it.